How we doing, guys? And it's finished. Arsenal 0, Everton 0. And there is simply no excuse for that kind of performance today. We got what we deserved, which was nothing. We knew how Everton were going to set up. I sat and even spoke about it in my preview. We already knew. Mikel Arteta got it completely wrong today. Questions have to be asked about that performance. Questions will now have to be asked as to why we've not strengthened in the attacking areas, because it's just toothless. There's no plan B and there's no idea when things are not working. If you play against these teams with low blocks and you don't score early and they get more and more confident, it becomes more and more frustrating. Now, today, this is where I'm kind of questioning what Mikel Arteta did. 30 minutes to go. He takes off Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard. Now, I'm not saying up until that point that either player was having the greatest of games. But Martin Odegaard is your captain. And he is the one player that can open things up when it becomes a little bit like this. And literally just before he came off, there was a moment where he nearly did just that. And he brings Wanyeri on, and we're all happy. Everyone's great. But everyone forgets he's still a 17-year-old. Is he 17 or is he 18 now? But anyway, Wanyeri comes on and he does nothing. In the 30 minutes he's on the pitch, nothing. Doesn't get involved, doesn't get the ball enough. Nothing. Would have been, better leaving Odegaard on. And the substitutes that come on, they don't do anything. Gabriel Jesus, what does he do apart from stink the place out? Trossard comes on, does nothing. Martinelli started the game, done nothing. It just stinks. You've got to start questioning the loan signing of Raheem Sterling, because he doesn't get a single minute. Chasing the game, needed a goal. Sterling's still sat on the bench, chilling. If you're going to pay someone a wage to sit on the bench, I'll do it. Just give me the money and I'll sit on the bench. I'll take half of what he's getting. What's the point? We'll play Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup in midweek and Sterling a start, because they're the only games that he's getting used in. But what about the Premier League games? What was the point? Absolute rubbish. And then to add insult to injury, Liverpool draw at home to Fulham. So we lose out on the opportunity of clawing back 2 points. Just staggering. And I'll tell you the one thing as well, and I haven't listened to the press conferences or anything yet, and sometimes I don't want to listen to them before I give my assessment on a game. But if Mikel Arteta comes out and starts talking about how we completely dominated and that Everton didn't do anything or offer us any problems or whatever it might be, I will hit the roof, because loads of possession and Everton sticking to a game plan which we knew they would under Sean Dyche doesn't mean you deserve to win a game. Doesn't mean that you can sit there and say that, yeah, you know what, we had loads of possession and yeah, we, got in and around their box a load of times in comparison. Doesn't mean you win football matches. Let's be honest, how many real clear-cut chances did we create? How many real clear-cut chances did, Jordan Pickford stop from going in the net? In the first half, I can't really think of any. Start of the second half, there was a good save from Bukayo Saka. But apart from that, can I really think of anything that Jordan Pickford had to do? Someone enlighten me in the comments. Tell me if I'm lying. I feel flat. It's just like draws in this league are basically defeats. When you're challenging for what we are and you want to try and achieve what we want to achieve, and with the way the league goes right now, draws are defeats. Genuinely, draws are defeats. You remember a few weeks ago when Liverpool drew against Newcastle and how flat they looked. And it wasn't just because Newcastle, snatched a point towards the end. It's because at that time they're thinking to themselves, wow, that's 2 points dropped. And it's, not looking at it like, you know what, Newcastle's a tough place to come, a point, that'll do, take the positives. They're like, that's like a defeat. Because in this league, you draw a game, you may as well lose a game. And then the same thing happens last week against Fulham. We dropped 2 points. And then at home against Everton, terrible, terrible, terrible football team. Yet they were able to set up, be rigid, structured, and shut us out because we had no idea. We had no answers, no ideas. Oh, that's tiresome. That is really, really tiresome. And it's really difficult to accept that one. Really, really difficult to accept that one. It's not normal. I'm lost for words. But it just... I don't know what much more I can actually say. It's, they say that you can't wait for the January transfer window to come round because we can go and buy some players and everything else. But who are we going to go and buy in January? What are we actually going to do? Let's be honest. What are we actually going to go and do? Who are we actually going to go and buy that's going to propel us to another level in January? Don't get me wrong. There's a lot better options than fucking Gabriel Jesus and that. And Trossard and all the rest of them. Martinelli and, they stink the place out, man. But like I said, I think Arteta got that one wrong today. Taking off Odegaard and Declan Rice. I don't know if they're injured. It doesn't look it anyway. But, they're clearly not going to be playing in midweek against Crystal Palace. So they're going to get a rest. Why take them off? Why? It doesn't make sense to me when you're chasing a goal and you're taking Odegaard off and you're putting the game in the hands of a young boy who came on and didn't do anything. And that's not against him at all. It's not his fault at all. But yeah, we would have been better off keeping Martin Odegaard on the pitch. It's as simple as that. So there we go. 2 points dropped, 0-0. And there's not really much more I can say about that. Very, very, very poor, toothless performance. So there we go. That's it. Let me know in the comment section what you thought of the game. Yeah, there we go. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, and I'll see you lot soon. I'm out of here.